Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, March 30th. I have been trying not to watch the news so much lately, so I haven't had a lot of current news to talk about. But I will say one thing. You would literally have to live in the woods with no internet and never talk to anybody and never open your email or anything and not know somewhat what's going on out there. So over the weekend, I had opened an email, or I was trying to open my email, and I see different things that come up on AOL feed. And it was talking about the gold back stuff that Putin was doing. And that was like the first thing that I had seen about it. And I sent it over to my friend Dawn, and I said, there feels like there's something relevant about this. And she goes, well, there are people out there that act like being gold backed is a bad thing. And I said, well, for some people that is a bad thing, because a lot of people, and we know who I'm talking about, won't be able to just print money anymore like they have been, and causing us grief. So that's about the only current news that I have at the moment. Is just keep an eye on what Mr. P over in Russia is doing, because I feel like he may end up being the one that kind of announces, I guess, Jacera, because, I think we all thought it was going to be in the United States and it was going to be our Mr. T that did it. But now I'm feeling like we need to focus on what he is doing, because he is going to set the gold standard for how our money is going to be done in the future. So I'll just say that, that's what it feels like. I'm like, just keep an eye on him, because I feel like he's the one that's going to be announcing how things are going to be going down, not our Mr. T like we thought. The other thing I want to say is over the weekend, like last week, I talked about my friend Dawn, and that she had sent me a message about some acreage that she was wanting to buy, and me helping her with, kind of setting the farm up, or possibly, or whatever, in our New Earth visions. And over the weekend, I found a video of a woman who had a lavender farm, and I sent it to my friend Dawn, and I said, this feels like heaven, or looks like heaven to me. And it was just really peaceful. I posted it on my Telegram channel. I think a lot of people would love to have this sort of setup, maybe in their new world, in their new earth. And so I had sent it to her, and I woke up this morning and she goes, I think I better go watch that video about the lavender farm that you sent me again. She goes, every time I get an email, my emails show up on my Fitbit on my phone. And she's like, and after I read them, I can clear them out. And I have cleared that video that you sent me about the lavender farm twice, and it will not clear. It keeps coming up. So there must be something about that I need to pay attention to. So I've posted that on Telegram for those of you that want to see it, because I am a visual person. And when I can see something in my, see it, then I can visualize that for the future. So that's how I operate when I'm trying to manifest things. I need to see it, to visualize it, to make it happen. So I'll throw that out there. And one other thing I want to say is, some mornings when I get up, I feel like I have two programs running in me. One that is super depressed, and I feel like I could just literally stay in bed all day long. But the other one is the one that has the job. I have a YouTube channel, I have to pay the bills, so I have to get up and I have to do my thing. And some days when I don't do videos, it might be one of those days when I have woken up and I'm just not feeling life, and I'm not feeling great about it. It's not anything specific other than I'm just, sick of waiting for something better to happen, It just feels like I've been waiting on something for forever. And some days that gets me down. And I think it probably does a lot of other people too. So yesterday morning, you will notice I did not do a video. And I was feeling very down, and I got to work and I went and checked the mail like I always did. And one of my subscribers had sent me a little package. And I walked around with a smile on my face almost all day because of that. So, Marie, thank you again. You definitely raised my vibrations. And with that being said, if you have somebody that you know, and this will work in your favor too by you sending something out. I'm going to say almost everybody has note cards and at least one stamp. If you know somebody that could use a little pick-me-up, all you have to do is send them a handwritten note, and not even a text, because I feel like that has more power to it. Because nobody sends handwritten notes anymore. Nobody sends Christmas cards. Nobody takes the time to do something like that. You know, and I do think there is more power in getting something like that in the mail, because that means they've taken the time to do this, and that is a great way to raise your vibration as well as other people's. So if you have any note cards, send a little note to somebody that maybe you haven't talked to for a while. Maybe it is somebody that you used to be friends with that you maybe haven't talked to for a while because of what happened in the last couple of years. And all you would have to do is say, hey, been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well, and stick that in the mail. You don't even have to go into details about anything. One, it's a way to keep the door open for in the future, because, you know, they might need to talk to you here before long. But it's also a way to raise their vibrations and your vibrations, because I do believe there are a lot of people that are struggling right now. That reminds me, I was going to tell a story. You know, the other day I was talking about the reset. Amy was talking about the reset that happened with Tartaria and different things. And I was kind of thinking about, you know, I went through the market right after 9/11, when the market hit the skids then, and after the market tanked in like 2008, 9, 10-ish, whatever. It's all kind of a blur to me, because those two hit me really hard, because I sold real estate at the time. Everything I was doing was like real estate related, and that was what took a big hit. I mean, there were other things that took a hit, but that was one of them. And in 2000, I think it was 2010, the summer of 2010, I got my car, at that time, I got my car repossessed for the first time. And I managed to scrape up the money from a friend, and I went and got my car back. And then a few months later, maybe a year later, I don't even remember how long it was. I mean, this torture went on for quite a while. And I was getting ready to get my car repossessed again, because I was getting behind on my payments. And I had a friend at the time who told me that, she's like, I have a car that you can borrow. It was, I think it was like a 1989 Honda Civic. It was a little 2-door. It had rust all over it. About the only thing that I can say for it was, she said, I have insurance on it, and it ran, and it had 4 wheels. So I had transportation. But this particular, when I got this car, it was March, and I think it was like 2010, 11-ish, 12-ish. I can't even remember what year it was. We had an unseasonably hot March. I remember this specifically because I was working at Keller Williams at the time. We were up on the 5th floor, and they were redoing the air conditioning in the building. So we didn't have air conditioning for a month. Now, normally in March, that would not have been an issue, except for when it's 90 degrees out. And of course, heat rises. And so, I mean, there were a lot of people that were working from home at that point in time, because it was so stinking hot in that building. And I'm also driving this little car that has no air condition, and, you know, melting everywhere I'm going. And I remember pulling up to the office one day, And this particular day, I could not get out of the driver's side. Okay, so if I can't get out of the driver's side, that means I am climbing over the console to get out the passenger side. That was about the day when I think the universe had pounded the ego out of me, because by then I was just like, I don't know what they could do more to me to pound the ego out of me, because my ego had kind of been what got me in trouble in the past, was trying to look like I was somebody that I wasn't, and whatever. So I tell that story because I know there are a lot of people that are in hard times, going through hard times, getting ready to go through hard times. I know it is rough. I've been there. I've been there many times, and I want to say it is a dip that you will come out of, I promise, if you can hang on. And it, kind of feels like maybe the deep state is doing one of those, in the movies where the bad guy is like trying to drown the good guy, or the good, whatever. It kind of feels like some of the things that have happened in the past is the bad guys like trying to drown us, and we come out of that, and, we end up being okay after all. So I want to encourage you to keep moving forward, because it will be okay eventually. And just know that this is one of those times where, unfortunately, the universe is trying to teach you a lesson because of maybe some bad decisions that you made in the past. I don't know. I don't know why we're all going through this at the moment, other than to make sure that we learn lessons that will not be repeated in the past. One other thing. I know this is one of those rambling messages. I almost didn't do one this morning. I watched a movie last night, and this is one of those, that's why I told that story, is because she was kind of going through this. The name of the movie is called Apple Mortgage Cake. Apple Mortgage Cake. I found it on Amazon Prime. And it's one of those with a happy ending. And it's one of those where you see somebody in hard times and they pull, and I think it's based on a true story. So anyway, I apologize for this message being so wacky. But again, I wanted to just say, Marie, thank you for my gift yesterday, because you definitely brought my low vibrations up. And I needed that, because I have found myself in lower vibrations more than I should have lately, because I'm like you guys. I am just so tired of just waiting for something to happen and trying to go on day by day and struggling sometimes. So anyway, I think that's it. I will talk to you later. I hope you all have a good day. And again, I encourage you to send a note out to somebody and bring their vibrations up. It will help with yours too if you're in that situation of maybe not feeling so great. And go watch that video I watched. That is a piece of heaven on earth, in my opinion, and something that we can all be looking forward to. And I will talk to you later. Bye.